All right, let's dive into one of the most surreal, mind-bending, and just downright shocking Japanese horror films I've ever seen, Sion Sono's 2015 film, Tag. So you're gonna want to buckle up for this one because it is a seriously wild ride.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with the core question this movie slams you with. What if your entire world was a lie? I mean, everything you know, everyone you care about, every single memory you hold on to, what if it's all just part of a script, a game designed purely for someone else's entertainment? Yeah, that's the terrifying idea we're about to unpack.
And this single line of dialogue, this is everything. It's spoken to our main character, Mitsuko, and it really becomes the key to the whole film. It sets up the central theme right before all hell breaks loose, this epic battle between a fate that's already written for you and the desperate, messy struggle to choose your own path.
So the film kicks off with a scene that's just pure, uncomplicated joy. You've got two buses packed with high school girls on a field trip. They're all laughing, chatting. It's super wholesome. Our hero, Mitsuko, is just quietly writing some poetry in her notebook. It feels like a perfectly normal, happy day. But as you can probably guess, in a movie like Tag, normal doesn't stick around for very long. Then, something so small happens. The friend is teasing Mitsuko, her pen falls, and she just bends down to pick it up. A split-second decision. And that simple, everyday action, just ducking down, is the only thing that saves her from what's coming. Because in that instant, an invisible force, like some kind of razor-sharp wind, just sweeps by. And when Mitsuko sits back up, it's a scene of just absolute, unimaginable horror. The top half of the entire bus is just gone. And along with it, the top halves of every single one of her classmates. She's the only one left. She's terrified, completely confused, and just starts running. But as she runs, she sees this wind slicing through other people on the street. You realize pretty quickly that survival here isn't about skill, it's just horrifyingly random.
So Mitsuko runs and runs, and somehow she ends up at what looks like her school. But something's off. The uniforms are all wrong, and yet this girl runs up to her, calls her by name, and acts like they're best friends. Can you imagine the confusion? Mitsuko is just in a total state of shock, trying to get a grip on a reality that is literally shifting and changing right in front of her eyes.
Her friends, seeing how panicked she is, try to calm her down with this wild theory. They're like, "Oh, you must have experienced a mirror world, a parallel reality where that horrible thing happened, but here in our world, everything's totally fine." It's a nice thought, right? It's their way of trying to make sense of the impossible. But you have to wonder, does that really explain what's happening?
And then, believe it or not, the pattern repeats. She's in class, someone drops a pillow, she ducks down to pick it up, and in that exact moment, her teacher pulls out a machine gun and just opens fire on the whole class. Everyone's gone. Ducking saved her life. Again, at this point, you know it's not just luck. It's got to be some kind of rule to this twisted game.
So, Mitsuko escapes another massacre. Now she's running from her own teachers who are trying to kill her. She finally makes it to a police station, thinking, okay, I'm safe now. But nope, the nightmare isn't over. It's just shape-shifting into something even weirder. Okay, get this. A police officer tells her she's not wearing a school uniform. Mitsuko's confused, so the officer holds up a mirror, and she doesn't see herself. She sees a 25-year-old woman named Keiko, and everyone in the station starts congratulating her on her upcoming wedding. Her identity, her age, her whole life story completely rewritten in a blink of an eye.
And from this point on, things just go completely off the rails. One minute, she's being forced to marry a man with a giant pig head. The next, her best friend is trying to kill her. She escapes that, and bam, her identity shifts again. Now, she's Izumi, a marathon runner. And guess who's chasing her? The pig-headed groom. It's just this relentless, bizarre, disorienting cycle of death and chaos.
Right in the middle of this crazy marathon, her friend shows up again and pulls her through this mysterious door in a cave. And when she comes out the other side, everything is changed. She's in this cold, sterile, futuristic city and is filled entirely with men. And they're all just staring at posters of her face.
And this is the moment the whole movie snaps into focus. An old man walks up to her and reveals the absolutely horrifying truth. Her world isn't real. The bus attack, the school shooting, the pig groom, all of it.
It was just a level in a hyper-violent video game called Tag, and she's the star player, completely unaware that her suffering is just entertainment for someone else.
The game's creator lays it all out for her, and it is chilling. He explains that she and all her friends, they're just clones. They were made from the DNA of people who died a long time ago. And in the future, male players pay money to basically possess their bodies and play through these horrible, violent levels just for fun. So Mitsuko isn't a person at all. She's a product, an avatar designed to be controlled and watched.
So the creator tells her she's finally reached the final level. All she has to do is walk through one last door, and the game is complete. But as she's walking towards it, she remembers what her friend told her, all the way back at the beginning of this nightmare. Our fate is already written, but we can also change it.
And that right there is the ultimate question, isn't it? How do you win a game that you're not even supposed to survive? Every move she could possibly make is anticipated. Every escape route is just another part of the code. In a game that's literally designed for you to suffer but never actually win, how do you possibly break the rules?
She remembers her friend telling her they had to do something impossible, something the game designers would have never ever thought to program in. The only way to really beat a system like this is to introduce a variable it just can't process. She has to do something that is a genuine, unscripted act of free will.
So, instead of walking through that final door, she turns around, looks at the old man, grabs his cane, and takes her own life. It's the one thing the game never saw coming. Why would it? The main character isn't supposed to die by her own choice. She's supposed to be a puppet for the players, forever.
And this single, impossible act of defiance completely shatters the simulation. It's like a logic bomb that just blows the whole thing up. As she dies in that futuristic world, we see her other selves, Keiko the bride, Izumi the runner. They all take their own lives too, breaking free from the code. She didn't just save herself, she destroyed the entire twisted game from the inside out. The film's final shot is Mitsuko finally at peace, waking up in a field of pure white snow. This is her real world. She did it. She broke the loop. And it leaves us with this huge, lingering question. In a system that's designed to exploit